So today, what I want to talk about is um, what you do when you're in a situation and you're really stuck. Um, maybe you're working towards something, or you're trying to solve something, and or maybe it could be an interaction with somebody that you find challenging, and no matter what you do, you can't solve it. And we all experience moments where we feel stuck and we feel like um I don't know what to do here, that type of situation. And one the thing that I wanted to talk about is our brains and our perceptions are it's a tricky mechanism. And what can happen very often when we're experiencing something that we would call a problem is that we don't have access to our best abilities in that moment. It doesn't mean that we don't have those abilities or those capacities. It means that literally it's like the blinders are on and we can't remember that we have just incredible capacities and incredible brilliance that can come to bear. And it's funny because I've tracked this in my own experience enough to know that it's almost like you have amnesia for the fact that you're amazing. And it's just a property of our brains. When our thinking gets too localized, we may forget that we've handled something many times. And I know it seems crazy, like how could I get amnesia for something that I am perfectly capable of? And all I can say is it happens. And very often the way it happens is, if you think about it like this, like let's say you're having a day and you're trying to get something done in the morning and it doesn't quite work out. It's like, oh, that's kind of a drag. And then you get a phone call from somebody and maybe they give you some bad news and it's like, oh, that's really bad. And then something else happens and that brings you down a little bit more. And little by little, it's chipping away at your energy, and you may feel less capable. And you may forget that you have a bunch of degrees, that you've accomplished many things, because all of that stuff sort of has left the building. And the only thing that you're in touch with is these recent struggles. I've had sessions with coaching clients where I would say, so how was your week? And they would say, well, it wasn't that good, or nothing really happened. And then little by little, as they started thinking, well, actually, I did get this done. Oh, yeah, and I did this too. And oh, shoot, and I also got this done. Once they started really just digging below the surface, they realized, like, oh my God, they had done so much. But because it was mixed in with other challenges, it was as if they had amnesia for all these great things that they did. So what can we do about it when we're in one of those moments where we're just, I can't see my way out of this? And I think the first thing that I like to do is just remind myself, oh, I'm just having amnesia, and just that little kind of reassurance helps me. It's like, it's this sense of, I know it's out there somewhere, or I know it's in me somewhere. I know there's something great that I can connect to. So I usually like to sort of shift myself out of whatever challenge I'm dealing with. And I recorded a video about how to break state, and that's something that I try to do. I get up and I move, do something else, and really get my mind on something else. And maybe even take a little time to recall and really remember some of my finer moments, as they say. just times when you did things well, times when you were in the flow. And that can begin to get the juices running in such a way that maybe you start to remember, like, oh my God, I am awesome, right? So, and sometimes like that, it can be a real surprise. It's because, like I said, a minute ago, you had amnesia. And then when you start remembering all the things that you've done, it's like as if you're remembering, like, oh my God, I am incredibly resourceful. There's this idea in NLP that we say that everyone has all the resources they need, at least to meet their next challenge. So it's a good thing to remember. It's like it's in there somewhere, and all I have to do is search. You know, it's like you're searching the attic, you're searching the basement and the closets. But it's one thing to search if you're not sure it's there. But if you have this idea, like, no, I know it's in there somewhere. I might have to cobble a few things together, but the resources that I need are in there. And so first step is sort of break state, remove yourself from the context for a moment, or whatever the current challenge is, and then begin to recall some of the times when you've done things well. And even practice changing perspective, like maybe step outside, see it as if you're seeing yourself from the outside, can be incredibly helpful. Or imagining that somebody else was doing this thing or meeting this challenge. You could even pretend that you're someone else. And these things are all ways of inviting a way of reconnecting with your resources and remembering that you're awesome. And it's funny, I don't mean that in an ego way, but sometimes it's amazing. You stop and you go, oh my God, I did that. That's so cool. And I think it's good every now and then to sort of stop and pat yourself on the back and really learn what that feels like when you realize, like, oh my God, well done, well done. So I hope you enjoy exploring that and discovering some of those resources that you've had within you.